Hi, my name is Dawson Rivera, and this is how I invested in Kelowna BC up at the UBCO campus. And yeah, let's just get started right into it. I'm 18 years old, and I bought the property when I was just a month over 18. So I think it was just under a year now. Yeah, just under a year now that I got it. It's with the Mission Group Homes. That's up there. They're doing a whole bunch of different property developments up in the Kelowna area. So make sure I'll link down below. Check them out. There's a whole bunch of new properties that they're putting up, and they're relatively affordable compared to the Vancouver marketplace right now. So take a look at those. They're great investment opportunities because they're on a university campus. So they're always going to have people that are wanting to rent them out or buy them. I went with a studio design. It was the only studio design that there was because it was the one that fit my price range, and I couldn't do a 2-bedroom because they were already all sold. They literally sold all in like the first 4 days, I think it was. So didn't have a chance to get into that. Kind of unfortunate, but for resale values at least. But I can live with just doing a studio because it gives me more opportunity as somebody who's just getting into it, that I can actually manage the payments on it. Yeah. Speaking of payments, it turned out to be a 7-day deposit of, or first 7-day deposit of 10%, which was $20,000. I've got the numbers over here. $22,000, and then the 30-day deposit was another $11,000. So it worked out to be around $35,000 of down payment, which I got through working, and yeah, I worked a lot in high school, so I saved up for that. It is going to be completed in August of this year, so I'm going to be renting it out for the September, October, hopefully, time frame. So hopefully when school gets back in, it'll be done and I can rent it out for the school year. I'll link to the designs down below, but it was a really nice building. They're really modern, and they're not going to age very much because they're not so modern that it's going to go out of style, but they're not like old. So they've got a nice set of features on them. Again, it's the U5 building that I went with. I believe they're making a U6 building at the moment, so I think they're releasing prices for that for early members, I think this month. So I'm going to be looking into doing that again. And yeah, there's different building sizes. There is the first, second, and penthouse floors. I'm on the penthouse floor and overlooking most of the actual campus itself, which is by far the better view, which I was really happy with. It says it's a non-view floor, but that's not true. We went up to where some of the other buildings were, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful. There's going to be a big green space in front of it, so that'll be really nice for the resale value. Again, it's at the price point where it's really not too much for a first investment, so I think it works out to around $800 a month for the mortgage on it, which is definitely doable, especially when renting it out for the prices that we can get for it, which we're hoping to get around $11,000 for it a year. No, around $12,000 a year for it, which is actually really competing with the university's dorm prices to begin with. And why would you not want to spend a little bit more and go into your own apartment? So that was our thinking. Okay, so this is some things that I forgot to actually mention in the video, so this is after, and I'm just going to try and cut it in and see where it actually fits. But there's a few more expenses that I didn't cover when I was covering them. One of the main ones that stuck out was the different options of appliances that you choose from, like the different washing machines and stuff like that, if you wanted them to be in suite. Also the appliances like the stove and stuff like that. Got to pick like the level that you had of that. Color scheme as well, that was a big choice. Both same price, but it really affects how you can resell it, and also furniture that goes with it. Speaking of the furniture aspect of that, they come unfurnished, so we actually have to fill them in. So I'll probably do a video on the IKEA shopping in the future, because that's going to be so much fun to actually design and like implement everything in your apartment. I'm going to give myself a budget of around probably $3,000 to $5,000 and see where I can do with that, and then if I have to go over and above that, I'd prefer not to, but I think in the long run it would be a good investment. I'm going to do it furnished, so that way you're not going to have a whole bunch of moving marks and stuff like that from the people that will rent it in the future. Just keeps it easier. pets are allowed at this building, but I'm gonna see if I can say that I'm not gonna rent to anyone with a pet owner. It's not that I don't like dogs or cats. I have one. They're great, but just sometimes they can wreck stuff, and it wears down a lot faster. So, I mean, ideally I wouldn't have that, but in the long run, the investment just makes more sense to not allow pet owners. And yeah, that's about it. Back to the video. 300 square foot, big balcony, 9 foot by 12.5 feet. Again, it's got a view, bathroom. It's a studio, so my grandpa's in construction, so I've got some of those genes, so we might end up putting up another wall if we're allowed and turning it into more of a 1-bedroom instead of a studio, which I think would be really nice if we could do that. It'd be a little bit different, so in resale in the future, and also just renting out in general, then makes it a little bit easier. This was kind of a spur of the moment thing. I really didn't expect to be doing this. I just had the money and I just sort of saw this and I was like, this kind of looks good. So my mom and dad went up to the apartment. I actually have not been there. I've only seen it through like FaceTime, but they showed me all the buildings and stuff like that. I got to talk with the head sales rep there. Do I have a name for him? I do not, but I can link his phone number down below. I think he's still doing the U6s, so that'll help a lot if you actually use my name, because I've met with him a couple times and he's a really nice guy. Contract was kind of scary, especially for a first-time investor, so a lot of signatures, a lot of reading. Nothing that's really too hard to understand. You've got those Strava fees, you've got maintenance fees and stuff like that, but thankfully, because mine's such a small studio, the maintenance fees are actually very low, so lucked out with that. Comes with parking space, not underground, because it's a studio, so only the 2-bedroom and 3 bedrooms actually have a underground parking spot, which is kind of a shame. I could have paid extra and gotten one, but it really wasn't worth it. I think it was another like $7,000 on top of the price to just do a different parking spot. It's like, really, it's not going to return anything for me, so didn't really think that was necessary. What else is there? Accessible 365 days of the year because they clear the roads, which is really nice, instead of some places in Kelowna where it's like you really can't get to school from it. So 5-minute walk, really nice. The university is expanding exponentially over the next couple of years, so hopefully this will be a good investment, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. I've got some updates from them, and I'll include some of the pictures down below if you guys are interested. Let me know. This is how I invested in an apartment when I was 18, and it was a spur of the moment thing. Sometimes you just gotta commit. Sometimes you make a good decision, sometimes you don't. This, I believe, will be a good decision, but I will keep you up to date. Again, life begins with you. With you 5. Check it out.